Alright boys, what's going on? The patch notes are finally here for SHALLOT, and they are kind of ridiculous. They do completely change the game. If you've already watched the video, stay and watch this, because a lot of people weren't explaining what these changes are actually going to do. So I had to go a little in-depth and do a little Googling. If you guys enjoy, leave a like, subscribe, but seriously, check out the new update. It is going to be ridiculous. Alright, so the top is kind of just, it's nothing new, it's nothing crazy. Adjust DP battles in all modes to make a difference in strength due to DP disparity between characters more pronounced. So what they're doing is fixing it. So if a character is 10 DP versus a 3 DP, it will no longer be this huge difference between power levels. I don't know how I feel about that, mainly because it is a Dragon Ball game, and I don't want Krillin doing the same damage as fucking Blue Gogeta. But for singles, remove the damage scaling based on DP in single battles in all modes. Adjust health values so all characters have the same health online and offline. Okay, so we don't know if every character is a 4-bar or if they're all 3 bars, and we don't know if, like, let's say Gogeta G4, let's say, is G4 now no longer a 1400 damage character? Is now he just a plain 1000, and Krillin is no longer a 200? Is Krillin now 1000? That's what we don't know. We're gonna figure that out later tonight. I will be live. Drop in, come say what's up. But that's pretty much it. They're just fixing the HPs for every character. They're gonna equalize. Implemented a seasonal system with resets at the start of each season. At the start of each season, players will be demoted to a certain rank based on their rank from the previous season. The demotion tiers are as follows. Z ranks go to B1, S ranks go to B3, A ranks go to B5, A's go to B5. Alright, that doesn't feel right. It's fine. B goes to C5, C goes to D5, and D, you're still at D, bro. You're not moving. The next big thing is definitely going to be the implemented a win streak bonus. This has been something I've talked about a million times. Genuinely, I've talked about this a million times. The 5 win streak being a 2 times bonus. If you're going to get 200 points for a win, you're going to get 400. All right, it's a very simple. Okay. Now, this is the part that I want to talk about because this is the part that most people have been getting wrong in their videos. Battle system changes and adjustments. Slightly reduce the automatic recovery rate, which means if your opponent sends you away, your character isn't going to, like, recover instantly. You know when you get sent away and they dragon dash behind you and start whooping on you? You're going to fly further than you usually do. That's all that is. No longer recovers upon successfully performing a tech. Covers upon success. You know, no longer recovers upon successfully performing. That one is too ambiguous. If you guys know what that one means, let me know. It's too ambiguous. Skill counts increased upon losing health is now only triggered when health drops below the last HP bar. If you guys didn't know, every character, if you lose one of your HP bars, you would get a skill point for that. And it was annoying, dude. It just made getting skill points back just way too easily, man. It really did. Increased skill counts. Increased skill counts recovery upon successfully landing an attack break. An attack break is just when your opponent's blocking and you charged your low sweep long enough and it broke their block and they lose a bar of ki. That's all that is. I don't know why the wording is it's so fucking weird, dude. So when you can break an opponent's block, either a high block, mid block, or low block, you will start gaining skill counts. That's kind of cool. Alright, dash attack. If the dash attack hits without being fully charged, it will no longer cause a blow away and can now be chained into dash blow or dash rising. Oh, alright, bet. Say less. The dash blow, dash rising is just extra inputs after you do that. If you know what trip flying kicks is, it's going to be the same. It's the same exact thing as trip flying kicks. But except now, if you don't fully charge it, your opponent won't be sent anywhere. It's just going to be like a normal charged attack. It's just going to be a big heavy hitter. They're not going to go flying anymore. Unless it's fully charged. Smash key blast during short dash. Smash key blast during short dash. Change the hit stun on hit. It might stun more or might stun less. I don't know. Dude, they're so ambiguous with this. It's kind of crazy. Your charged key blast, like the shotguns, may stun more or may stun less. I have no clue. They didn't tell you. Unblockable smash key blast can now be evaded with a vanish. I thought you could always vanish them. Slightly reduced tracking. Okay, so your smash key blast, your charged key blast are just gonna be vanishable and less good tracking. But they already did that in the last season. So like, charged key blasts are going to be missing, bro. You're not hitting those no more. Sonic Sway Attack. Fix an issue where some characters could still block even when the Sonic Sway Attack was performed at, what? The fastest possible timing. Fix an issue where some characters could still block even when the Sonic Sway Attack was performed at the fastest possible timing. What the fuck does that mean? I don't know what that one means. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. Maybe there was a character in the game that we didn't even know about that could block during Sonic Sways. I don't know what this is. We're going to skip that one. If you know, please let me know in the comments, please. Dragon Dash, Quick Ascent, Quick Descent, Tech. Can now transition to step in at close range. You can Dragon Dash, you can Quick Ascent, and you can Quick Descent. And then you can do that into a step in. So if you can Dragon Dash behind somebody, you're no longer stuck having to stand still, block, or punch. You can just Tech into it now. No way. No, that's a sick. You guys have no clue. These are the ones I wanted to talk about. Like that's a game changing update. I feel like a lot of people didn't even realize. Now dragon dashing isn't putting you into like a terrible spot where you only have like 2 options. And really, when you dragon dash behind somebody, especially if they were in sparking, you only had one good option, and that was holding block. We can now step in. Chase change. Adjust to make it easier to hit. Chase change. Chase change. Adjust to make it easier to hit. One of you can explain that to me. I'm not. They're too ambiguous, bro. There needs to be more words in this fucking sentence for me to understand what you're talking about. There's not enough words in there, bro. Okay. Skill changes, adjustments. Skills that instantly activate sparking mode. General. Defense is now reduced for a certain period after the skill is active. Okay. Is it kind of like, maybe it's like the Giants when they get the -2 defense type debuff, but even then it's like, I don't know if that's going to be huge. That's definitely a good step, though. It doesn't sound like key sickness. It just sounds like you're going to be weaker after it, which, I mean, that's a good step. That's fine. If they're weaker after popping Instant Spark, I'm cool with that. Full power charge and other key restoring skills. Defense is now reduced for a certain period after the skill is activated. Even for full power? Full power charge and other key restoring skills. Defense. Okay, anything that like buffs your key, you're losing defense. You're going to get hurt. All right. Buff type skills, Sand Spirit, Pump Up, increase the duration of the effect. That's a huge change. That's fantastic. A lot of those like pump up or buff skills people didn't use because like 10 seconds or 15 seconds just wasn't long enough. It would kind of go away before you even got into an interaction. Definitely love that change. After strike. Oh, wait. Okay. The effect will now end if the opponent lands a super counter. Oh. Wait. After him strike, the effect will now end if your opponent lands a super counter. All right, we're done. We're good. Thank God, brother. There's no more 10 seconds of invulnerability. I no longer have to have explosive wave. That's beautiful. That's the best update in this whole thing right there. After him strike, the effect will now end if your opponent lands a super counter. Get the fuck out of here. Thank God. All right. Turles, Fruit of the Tree of Might. Increase the stat boost upon activation and add a key recovery effect. Increase the stat boost. So he's going to get a stat boost, a key recovery, and then key sickness. So he got a buff, but with everything, it kind of just... He's kind of getting hoed a little bit at the same time. Beam, Key Blast, Type Blast, General. Extended the window of blast impact to occur after one side fires a beam/key blast. A beam, key blast, type blast. Extending the window for blast impact to occur after one side fires a beam. So, like, are we talking about, like, clashes? Like, my beam will hit their beam, my key blast could hit their key blast? Is that what they're talking about? It sounds like they're pretty much saying key blast and beam type attacks are going to be slower. Extended the window for blast impact to occur after one side fires a beam key blast. Yeah, it sounds like it's just going to be a little slower. But if you guys understand that one, let me know. Adjust so firing a blast diagonally forward to an opponent firing a beam will no longer result in a clash. When a rush type blast from a normal sized character hits a large character, it will now blow away the large character and deal damage. When a rush type... Oh, actually? Does that count for, like, Broly? Wait, Broly takes key damage now. If that's what that's saying, which I'm pretty sure it is, like, Broly takes key damage now. So there's... Okay. That seems stupid. This needs to be fixed. They need to change this one. This one needs to go. This one cannot be in the game. This one needs to be fixed. If that's what I think it is, that one needs to be fixed. Character adjustment. Dr. Giro, Android 19. If they perform a super absorption against a beam key blast, they will now enter sparking mode and the stat boost effect has been removed. If they perform a super absorption against a beam key blast, they will now enter sparking mode. If Dr. Giro and Fat Ass perception, if they perception a Kamehameha, they're in sparking. Is pretty much what that's saying. If they perception any beam type thing, they're going to end up in sparking mode. If they perform a super absorption against a beam key blast, they will now enter sparking mode, and the stat boost effect has been removed. Oh, Dr. Giro and Android 19 are about to be a problem again. So they're about to be back 100%. They're about to be 100% an issue. Gohan Superhero, reduced health. That's stupid. Gohan Superhero, Super Saiyan, reduced health. Also stupid. Gohan Superhero, Super Saiyan. Okay. Increase the amount of skill counts required to transform into Gohan, Ultimate Gohan, and the health is now restored upon transforming. Oh, you get HP for going Ultimate? Increase the amount of skill counts required to transform into Ultimate Gohan, and the health is now restored upon transforming. Okay. I don't hate that. I don't hate that. I actually don't hate that. Ultimate Gohan superhero. Increase the amount of skill stock required to transform into Beast Gohan. Okay, so Beast Gohan, you'll get your extra HP bar, but then when you transform into Ultimate Gohan, you'll get a heal from doing that. But it's going to cost 3 instead of 2. I like that. That's a good change. Actually makes him like his own type of character. Others, flying kicks general. Adjusted the hit position. Okay, so your flying kicks are no longer fucking kicking air, bro. Sick. Background music. Adding 2 background musics. I don't think that's how you're supposed to say that. Super Space Time Duel from Dragon Ball Legends. Greatest battle in the universe from Dragon Ball Legends. We'll hear them when they get in. I don't know what those are. Season 0 rewards. Season 0 ranked match rewards can be claimed from a gift box upon your first login after the start of the ranked match Season 1 on July 1st. The badass. Okay, that's about it. That's all the patch notes we're getting. Now, I do think these are game-changing patch notes. I'm not going to lie to you. I think there were only 2 things that I didn't quite know about and I didn't cover. If you guys know any of the answers that I didn't, please leave them in the comments. If you enjoy, hey, leave a like, subscribe, and I'm going to be live later, man. This is going to, like, completely change the game. Yeah, this is nuts.